Hi, my name is Jason and I'm an application engineer at 3M. Today we're bringing you the second video in our series on the main factors leading to dirty paint jobs. If you didn't see our first video, we talked about maintaining a clean paint environment. So several tips and tricks about how you can make your booth cleaner and get cleaner paint jobs out of that booth. In this video, we're going to focus on the cleaning process of the panels, the vehicles, everything that's going to be coming into the booth as we're going to be spraying. First and foremost, we want to make sure we're cleaning everything appropriately. So when it comes to a vehicle that's coming into the booth, before we mask it or anything, outside of the booth, we want to make sure we blow off the entire vehicle. Don't forget the jams inside. I see a lot of the dirt blow out of between a hood and a fender jam or inside of a door jam. We want to make sure all of those areas are clean as well. Again, do that before you mask, so as you mask up the vehicle, you're not getting dirt on those masking materials that could potentially come off while we're spraying. We also want to make sure we're cleaning things off as much as possible with a cleaning disc. A cleaning disc is something that would be used in conjunction with dust extraction. I highly recommend it. I know not all shops have it. Dust extraction helps make things significantly cleaner and it minimizes the dust that ends up in the air caused by sanding. Cleaning discs for those types of sanders really help get out any of that embedded dust that's really hard to even get off with a blowgun. You also want to make sure you're using good lint-free rags when we're wiping down panels. And when we wipe down panels, be sure to use both a solvent and a waterborne cleaner. Always be sure to check your paint company's recommendations and what order to use those cleaners in. What I mean by that is some paint companies want you to use their waterborne cleaner first and then follow it up with a solvent. And some paint companies do exactly the opposite. Also make sure you're using good quality tack cloths. These come in a variety of brands, variety of styles and colors. This one in particular, the reason I'm showing it is it actually has to be stretched to be activated. It only stretches in one direction. The other direction it's pretty rigid. But make sure you know how to use your tack cloths, as simple as that sounds. These ones, if you don't stretch them, they actually don't get sticky and you're essentially just wiping dust around the panel at that point. So you want to make sure you activate those so they're sticky and they're removing any leftover dust that's on top of the panel. And only use one tack rag per job. If I were to use this on a car that I'm getting ready to paint, I'm not going to use this on the next car. These are very, very, very cheap. They do load with dirt pretty quickly. So if they're cheap and easy to replace, if it's only a few dollars to ensure you're getting all the dust off a panel and not adding any contamination, I would do that every single time I paint something. The last thing that we need to make sure we clean are the paint stands themselves. If we're putting fenders, doors on a stand, it's not actually on the vehicle. I see people clean the panels and then put those on the stands and then pull the stand right in. Those stands are going to collect a lot of overspray, a lot of sanding dust. We need to make sure we're cleaning those. Some people will treat them just like the booth. What I mean by that is they'll use some type of surface protection. They'll have a maintenance schedule as to how often they clean those, and that's not a bad idea. There's very simple ways to do it. I've seen people wrap their stands with something just like foil, aluminum foil. After a week or so when it starts to get dirty, they'll peel that off and they'll apply new foil, or they'll just apply foil right over the top of the dirty stuff. As it starts to build up, they'll tear it off and start over again. Also make sure the little hooks and clips on those stay nice and clean. Those can build up paint over time. Eventually it'll make your stand not as usable as it once was. You may not be able to fit those pegs into holes on some of the fenders because there's so much overspray, and it just compromises how long you're going to be able to use those stands for. So keep those things clean and that'll help really minimize getting dirt in your paint jobs. So that concludes our second video in this series. To recap, we covered the entire cleaning process of the panels, the vehicles, the stands, everything that we're going to be bringing into our paint environment during the paint process. If you have tips for other painters out there around your cleaning process, be sure to put those in the comments below. Also be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to check us out at 3M Collision Repair Academy, the link to which can be found in the description below. Be sure to stay tuned for our last video in this series, which will be all about proper painter attire. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.